Hi everyone, my name is Kirsty and I'm joining you from Glasgow in Scotland to talk to you today about the Summer Physics Program at the University of Glasgow. So thank you for joining this and good morning. It's actually evening time here, but yeah, thank you for joining us. I'm really glad to see you all today. This is what I'm going to cover today. I'm going to speak a little bit about the University of Glasgow. I'll speak about Glasgow itself, the city. I'll speak about Scotland. We'll cover about what studying physics in Scotland would be like for you, some key information about dates and costs and things like that. And then also, hopefully, we'll have time at the end if anyone has any questions. So, about the University of Glasgow, so we are an ancient university. If anyone is really quick at maths, you'll be able to see that we are over 500 years old. Next year in 2026 will actually be our 575th anniversary. So it'll be a special time to come to Glasgow. Other things I should mention about the university, we are very proud to be a World Top 100 university. We are also a member of the Russell Group in the UK, which might not mean very much to you in the US, but essentially that is a kind of prestigious group of universities in the UK that are renowned for being very academic and research focused institutions. We are also a very international university, so we have students from all over the world studying in Glasgow, including many students from the US. We are a very welcoming university and city, and we're very proud of that reputation. So, a little bit about Scotland, the country itself. So, Scotland is a great hub for outdoor activities such as hiking. Um, also, think we are actually, I think, where golf originated from, and St Andrews here. If you're a golfer, there's lots of opportunities to do different things in Scotland outdoors if that is what you're into. Also, I believe that the academic lead for summer physics, Dr. Eric Yao, tends to take his group on um, a kind of hike up a mountain at the start of the course. So that's a really good opportunity for everyone to get to know each other at the beginning of the course and get out and about in Scotland. Other things to say about Scotland, we have a lot of beautiful castles that you can go and see. So this one in the top right, that's called Doyen Castle. And as part of summer physics, we will take you to go and see at least one castle while you're here. So speaking about Glasgow, so Glasgow is Scotland's largest city and it's the fourth largest city in the UK. It's not as big as the cities that you'll be used to, but it's still big enough to have everything that you would want to have kind of on your doorstep. We are the host, well, we were the host of the 2014 Commonwealth Games and we will be the host of the 2026 Commonwealth Games actually during the summer while summer physics will be on. So if you're a sports fan, that may be one to look out for. So there'll be athletics events, swimming events, and also gymnastics events. But unfortunately, if you're a gymnastics fan, no Simone Biles at that. But yes, there'll be lots of sports on in Glasgow where you're here. Other things to say about Glasgow, we are a really green city, so we have lots of parks, lots of green spaces, and where your accommodation is, there should be lots of parks nearby, including the Botanic Gardens. Lastly, what I'll say is that Glasgow has excellent public transport links. So we have a subway, which is the third oldest subway system in the world. It has been modernised since it was built, but it just goes around in a circle. It's impossible to get lost on, and it's a really neat way to get around the city. We also have great buses and trains, which are a really affordable way to get around. You don't need to be driving or paying for Ubers while you're here to get around. And Glasgow is also a very walkable city, which is quite nice, especially when the weather's good. So here is just a map of the UK to kind of help you position where Glasgow is. And as well as having great public transport links within Glasgow, we're also very well connected to other cities within Scotland and also within the UK. Because of the size of the UK and the size of Scotland, it's a lot easier to get about here than it might be in the US. So if you wanted to go to Edinburgh, for example, you can just hop on a train, and in just over an hour, you would be able to be in Edinburgh and visit the castle if you wanted to do something like that on the weekend. And also, we're quite well connected to London. Obviously, it'll take a bit more time, as you can see on the map, there's a wee bit more distance, but you can get a fast train there in about 4.5 hours, so it's perfectly viable to do a trip to London over the weekend. Um, as well as being well connected to the UK, we also are well connected by air to the rest of Europe. So I know a lot of our summer physics students that we've had in the past have liked to do trips to Dublin, Paris, some of the Spanish cities as well, if they want even more sunshine over summer. So it's very easy to do that. We've got two airports within the kind of greater Glasgow area, and there's also a very well connected airport in Edinburgh as well. So the west end of Glasgow is where the university is situated, and it's kind of got a really good name for being a really buzzy place. There's loads going on, there's lots of unique businesses and nice cafes and bars to go to in the west end. So the picture you can see there in the back, that's a place called Ashton Lane, which is just at the edge of the university campus. And that's a really great place to go during the day. It's got nice cafes, you can sit outside if the sun's shining. And at night time, it kind of comes alive, it's all lit up, and you can go and see some of the wee bars and stuff that are there. Also within the West End, we have the Kelvin Grove Art Gallery and Museum, which is free to enter. That's just about a 10-minute walk from the university, maybe even less if you're a quick walker. And that's a really great museum to go and visit if you've got a kind of 2 hour downtime in between your studies and want to do some cultural attractions. And I mentioned earlier the Glasgow Botanic Gardens, they'll be quite near to your residence, so they're a good place to go. If it's sunny, you can go and have a lovely picnic there, but equally, if it's a kind of overcast day, there are indoor glass houses with tropical plants that you can go in. So this picture is just to help you get a kind of overview of what the campus looks like. It's probably a little bit more compact than the campuses that you're used to, which is good for getting about or getting between classes. This ancient building here, that's the Gilbert Scott building, and that's a really big landmark on the Glasgow sky. You can't quite tell from this angle, but it's actually kind of on top of a hill. So there's lots of places when you go about in Glasgow, you can still see the university building, which I really like. And there's also two or more peregrine falcons nesting at the top of the tower as well, who are called Bonnie and Clyde. And you can just see there the university library. So that's, I think it's got 12 floors, and that's a really great place to study. It's quite a relaxed place. It's quite quiet. It's quite good if you've got some kind of intense academic work you need to get done. And also the Fraser Building, that's where our student services are located, but we also have a GP there or a doctor's surgery. So you can visit that if you would ever need to while you're here. And also that points out the GMS building, which I think our next slide talks a little bit about more. So the GMS building is often where the summer physics classes will take place, and it's a really, really great place for students on campus because as well as the teaching spaces that are there, there's also loads of study spaces. And also because you're here during the summer, they're not so busy because, like you, our students have got plans during summer, so they won't be as many of them on campus, so you'll be able to get a spot no problem. There's also cafes, places to eat. This will be where your meal plan will be taking place, is within the GMS cafe area. And there's also things like bike hubs, there's student kitchens and things like that. So it's a really, really great place. Unfortunately, I don't think this photo really does it justice. It has more than just a very large escalator within it. there are lots of nice facilities in there, including a viewing platform on the top floor that you can get a really lovely view over Glasgow from. So I'll just touch very briefly on the academic part of summer physics. So summer physics does work in a flipped classroom format, so it will not have lectures that you might be used to in your home university at UCLA or UC Irvine. So that might be a little bit different. So I'd really encourage you to do some research on what that might look like, and that can kind of help you when you arrive here to kind of transition into that kind of different teaching style. What students do say is that it can take them a kind of small amount of time to acclimatise to the different teaching style, but once they do, they feel like they really get into the swing of it and they're able to achieve academically. So it is obviously an intensive study program. You'll know that from the amount of time that we are condensing into 1 week, into 8 weeks. But there is lots and lots of support at Glasgow for you there. So as well as the main academic staff, who's Dr. Eric Yao, he also has a team of teaching assistants who really get to know and get to help the students during their time here. And I think that's comments that previous students have always commented on, just how great the support is here. There's such a good staff to student ratio that they really feel like even though they might be finding it intense or they might have some problems or questions, there is always someone there that they can speak to. So I've just popped these important dates for summer physics here, and you'll see there you arrive sort of mid-June, and then you'll have that full day to settle into your accommodation. We'll have some Glasgow students who will meet you at the airport, and they will be able to tell you lots of different places to go nearby your accommodation just for that first 24 hours when you're kind of finding your feet. Then the next day you'll have an orientation. This won't just be with summer physics students, this will be also with, we'll have research students, some of who will also be from UC campuses, but we also have other summer courses on at the same time. So you can kind of get to know not just your physics comrades, but also people that are studying from all over the world who are coming to Glasgow during the summer, which is a really good opportunity. Your teaching will begin the following Monday, and then you can see there when your kind of first session will end and then when your second one ends. So the last academic date for you is Friday the 14th of August. So you finish midway through August, and then you'll have the Saturday after that as a kind of free day for any last plans you want to do with your new friends, and also to kind of get ready for your departure the following day. So I've got this information here, which will tell you a little bit more about what Physics for Engineering will satisfy at your campus. I think you'll probably already be familiar with that at this stage, so I won't stay on this for too long. And the same thing we have here is our Physics for Life Science equivalent information here. So, in terms of social activities while you're here, we will organise a full social and cultural programme for you while you're in Glasgow. So that'll really help you from day one. You'll be able to engage with the culture, get to know other students here, get to know students studying at Glasgow. It's a really great opportunity for everyone here during the summer. The kind of highlight or pinnacle of the whole social programme is our Scottish Ceilidh. So if you don't know what a Scottish Ceilidh is, a Ceilidh is a big Scottish dance party is the best way I can put it. There's live music, there's dancing, everyone kind of joins in, and everyone is a complete beginner, so you don't need to worry about, oh, I don't know the steps. It doesn't matter, everyone joins in, and it's really, really good fun. Everyone always says it's the highlight of their time here. But aside from the Ceilidh, we'll also have a weekly event program for you. So last summer just passed, some of our events where we had a walking tour of the Glasgow city. We had a Scottish quiz. We had a what else did we do? We had a tea tasting event. We had a bingo event, and we topped off the whole program for summer physics by having a karaoke night, which all the students adored because their tutors were also there, and it just let everyone kind of blow off some steam on their last week. So they really loved that. We'll also organise a weekend day trip to a Scottish castle for you, as I mentioned earlier. So we normally go to a castle called Culzean Castle, which is on the west coast of Scotland. It's not that great to get to by public transport, so it just gives you an opportunity to go on an organised kind of bus trip, take you all the way there. The tickets are included in the price of your overall fees, and you can just relax, have someone else plan a full day for you to enjoy the Scottish castle and visit the indoors. And there's also, you can go down even by the seaside while you're there. I was there last year and it was really gorgeous. And also, I should mention, I've put on here that there are current University of Glasgow students at your event. So these are students that we have hired to help you out while you're here, to help you with transitioning to staying in Scotland for a period of time. They'll be able to give you recommendations of the best places to go. And it also means that where you're here, not only will you be mixing with other international students in the summer school, but you also have that opportunity to speak to our current University of Glasgow students, some of who will be Scottish people, able to let you know about wee Scottish jokes or anything like that, so you can really get a good sense of the culture here. So just talk about accommodation at the university. So housing is guaranteed to all of our summer school students, including summer physics. You do need to apply for it, but it's relatively straightforward. All our physics students will be housed together in the same block. So that's really great. I think all our physics students, they kind of bond really well through the program because they're going through that kind of intensive academic experience together, but also because they're living together and they will sometimes have like themed meal nights and things like that that they do together to really spend their time in a really fun way. So the cost for the summer physics housing is on the screen there, and I've also converted that into dollars for you if that's useful. That price does include your utilities, content insurance, and Wi-Fi. And when you arrive here, you will have bed linen and kitchenware and cutlery as well. So you don't need to worry about buying pots and pans and anything like that as soon as you get here. So on the screen here, you can see some estimated costs of living for you. That might help you plan your budget for your time here in Glasgow. We are known to be a very affordable city, especially because the cost of our accommodation is relatively low compared to other cities in the UK. So you can see there's some ideas, although you do have a meal plan, so maybe the food amount is a little bit high on this. So what's included in the programme? I've spoke a little bit about things that are included, but just to have it all in one list here, we will pick you up from the airport on your arrival at Glasgow Airport. So you'll see our Friendlies team waiting for you there. You don't have to worry about the logistics of that. We'll take you straight to your accommodation. The next day we also run a full orientation. We'll have a wee Scottish gift for you, and you'll get a tour around campus and really get to know the area that you'll be studying in. We have a dedicated support team, the International Summer School team. That's me, my colleague Colette, and others in the team. And our student ambassadors who I referenced, the students from the University of Glasgow, our weekly social programme that I've mentioned, and the day trip. But also you'll have your meal plan while you're here, which will be in the GMS building. So I've referenced the International Summer School in terms of student support, but obviously we have an extensive student support services here over Glasgow, including over the summer, that are here to support you and get you through any obstacles that you might face while you're here. We have a disability service who are really proactive in assisting students who are here, including here over the summer. And we also have other services should you need to engage with them during your time here, such as counselling and psychological services. We have a chaplaincy service, which is for students of all faiths and no faith who can help you with any religious or spiritual issues while you're here, or just if you want to get in contact with someone who understands your religious background. We have a doctor's surgery on campus as well, which is really, really handy if you need an appointment at short notice. They are used to engaging with students and they'll know how to help you out. So I talked a little bit about how we quite like our sport in Glasgow. This is true at the university as well. So we have a really great gym on campus. It has a swimming pool within it. We also, not on campus, but slightly outside of campus, we have football fields, or maybe you'd know them as soccer fields, for all different sports as well as football, such as rugby, hockey, these kind of things. During the summer, the price isn't here yet because it's not confirmed yet, but we will have a special discounted summer rate for you so that you're not having to spend lots of money. I think in previous years it's been about $25 or something, so you can see it's not a large fee to be able to use the gym while you're here. So in terms of how to apply, I think you'll probably already know this, but I'll just reiterate the point that you need to apply to UCEAP first. And UCEAP will be able to help you figure out things like how summer physics fits with your academic choices and things like that. Once you hear the okay from UCEAP, at that point you will then be able to apply to Glasgow. So our applications aren't even open yet. So I know the UCEAP applications just opened, so you can kind of see that they're your first port of call for these things. But then once the Glasgow applications open, you can of course get in contact with us for any questions. And there is a video here, which is a couple of former students who studied at the summer school just recently talking about their experiences. I'm not going to play it because I think I'm probably running over time anyway. But if you want to find that, it is on the UCAP YouTube and you'll be able to find it really easily just Googling physics program. I know that our student Lily, it was from UC Irvine, so I think her perspective is really valuable, but it's just nice to hear from people that have done the program before, talking about their experiences, because I think that's the most helpful way to understand things sometimes. So thank you everyone for listening to me this morning. And I think we now have a little bit of time if anyone has any questions.